So you're a founder. You've poured everything into your big idea. But let's be real. How do you stop that brilliant concept from being just, well, a concept? How do you make it a real defensible powerhouse in the market? That's exactly what we're breaking down today. Think of this as your playbook for finding the perfect patent partner to protect and, more importantly, to supercharge your innovation.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big one, protecting your idea. Then we'll dive into why knowing your local scene is surprisingly a huge deal. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what makes a great firm. I'll give you a checklist for how to actually evaluate them, and then we'll wrap it all up by talking about how to find a true strategic partner.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, protecting your big idea. You know, this is the classic innovator's dilemma, right? You've built something incredible, but the real challenge isn't just creating it, it's figuring out how to turn that spark into a defensible asset that can actually lead the market. So, let me ask you this. Your innovation is ready to go, but is your strategy? Because as any founder will tell you, a great idea is, just the starting line. The real work is building a rock-solid plan to protect it and turn it into a competitive advantage that actually lasts.
And listen, that strategy can't be some generic template you download online. It has to be tailored to your specific environment. When we're talking about patents, a one-size-fits-all approach, that's pretty much a recipe for failure.
Your local environment actually has some unique advantages. You just have to know where to look. I'm talking about knowing the big industries around you, understanding how your regional IP courts tend to rule, tapping into local grants or incentives, and of course, leveraging the innovation hubs and networks right in your own backyard. Each one of these is a piece of the puzzle for a much, much smarter IP strategy. Let's just zero in on one of those for a second, those regional courts. This brings us to a really key term, legal precedent. What is that? Well, think of it as the court's track record. It's the history of how courts in your specific area have ruled on patent cases before. And if you happen to be in a region with a history of strong pro-innovation rulings, that is a massive strategic advantage. It just makes the whole environment way more predictable and defensible for your idea.
So understanding your local landscape gives you the where, it gives you the context for your strategy. But that context also helps you figure out who you should be looking for. So now, let's talk about the qualities of a truly great firm and define what your ideal ally actually looks like.
You know, when you really start evaluating different firms, it pretty much boils down to 3 core pillars. 1, a proven track record. 2, genuinely innovative strategies. And 3, a relentless focus on you, the client. This is your essential checklist right here.
So what does a proven track record actually mean in the real world? Look, it's not just about filing paperwork. Frankly, any firm can do that. You need a partner that secures patents that create a real competitive moat around your business. And, this is just as important, they have to have a history of successfully defending those patents when challenged. You're not looking for a filer, you're looking for a fighter.
Next up, innovative strategies. The best firms today, they operate more like tech companies than old-school law offices. Seriously. They're using AI, they're using data analytics to predict where technology is heading and to map out the entire competitive landscape. What that means for you is that they can help you patent the next big thing, not just protect what you have now, and then weave that IP directly into your business growth plan.
And that third pillar, a client-centric focus. This is all about finding a partner who tailors what they do to your startup's unique needs, not the other way around. They totally avoid that file it and forget it mentality. Instead, they're all about building a long-term relationship, giving you ongoing strategic advice, and acting like a true extension of your own team.
Okay, so now you know what to look for. Let's get really practical. Section 4, how to actually evaluate these firms. This is your due diligence checklist for turning all this theory into an actual, actionable search.
So as you're doing your research, you're going to get buried in client testimonials and case studies. Here's how to separate the signal from the noise. Testimonials? They tell you about the service. Are they responsive? Are they reliable? Are they committed? But case studies, that's where you see the strategy. How do they actually solve complex problems that look a lot like the challenges you're facing in your industry? You've got to look at both to get the full picture.
And then you have to dig even deeper into their expertise. First, industry specifics. Do their attorneys have actual degrees and work experience in your field? Whether that's software or biotech or hardware, a generalist just isn't going to cut it. Second, think about their scope. Can they support your ambitions? Because if you plan to go global, you need a firm with that international reach from day one, not one you're going to outgrow in a couple of years.
So, where do you actually find these potential firms? Well, you can start with some smart online searches, but please go beyond the first page of Google. Dig into those specialized legal directories, industry forums where real people are having real conversations. But honestly, even better, leverage your network. Ask other founders in your space for direct, honest recommendations. A warm referral from someone you trust is worth more than any ad you'll ever see.
And this brings us to our final, and I think most crucial point. This is about shifting your entire mindset. The goal here isn't just to find someone for protection, it's to find a strategic partner for power.
This quote right here really captures that entire mindset shift. You're not just hiring a lawyer. You are looking for a strategic ally who will be in the trenches with you, navigating all the complexities and actively contributing to your success. That's the ultimate prize.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Is your patent strategy just a shield, something to hide behind? Or is it a sword, an offensive weapon you can actually use to carve out market share, attract investors, and define the future of your entire industry? See, the right partner doesn't just hand you the sword, they help you sharpen it.